Joining me now is the Communications Minister, Michelle Rowland. Michelle Rowland, thanks so much for your time. Let's start with this incident involving Perrin Davey in the Parliament. It's after Barnaby Joyce passed out on the pavement. What do you make of it?
Well, firstly, I would endorse every word the Prime Minister said in his answer in question time. I think there's two things here. The first is individuals in the Parliament are all responsible for their own actions, and I don't seek to lecture anyone or add to any commentary about how people live their lives or how they behave within the law. So I note Perrin Davies made a statement there. That was actually my department's committee where she was appearing at, and we saw that on the night. We did not say anything about it. But I think it is, from my point of view, people choose to live their lives as they do. We are judged by a different set of standards, and I think that's the reality. We're judged by the electorate. We have our jobs under the Constitution because people vote to put us there. But I would say, Andrew, there's a second point here, and it's around the structures, especially in light of Jenkins and what's been happening in terms of some changes there. And I think it is fair to say that whilst there's a lot further to go, a lot has been done. We have functions that go on in Parliament House now that start earlier and finish earlier. There is certainly a reticence to have even Christmas parties that go late into the night for staff. A lot of these are done off-site now. And even big events like the Midwinter Ball, there's changed arrangements for how alcohol is served. So I think those structural changes are producing positive results. And I've got enough self-awareness to say one of the other aspects that has changed in light of Jenkins is the support that is provided to staff, but also to MPs. I've availed myself of that. I've never done this job before. It's stressful. I'm balancing a family and many other things, but I've found that very useful. And having come from a corporate environment where a lot of this support was taken for granted, I have found it unusual over the past 14 years to see that that hasn't readily been offered. Now that it has been offered, I've taken it up, and I consider that it has helped me learn a lot of techniques. It has helped in my resilience, and I think it's made me a better performer. So on one hand, of course, as I said, with regards to individuals, I don't seek to impose judgment or my own commentary there. There's plenty of other people to do that. But I do note the structures are improving. They've got a long way to go, but we should all avail ourselves of the support that's on offer.
Just briefly on that, and I'm a bit taken aback by your honesty in relation to this. You're saying you've availed yourself to some sort of counselling? Is that what you're saying that's available?
It's readily available.
Dealing with stress, basically.
You can speak to people about, and these are experts, about different techniques that you can use. We used to do this in the private sector, and I'm sure many of you viewers would be doing this in their jobs. You would regularly have check-ins from senior management and have either retreats or days where you would learn how to become better at your job. That isn't something that's been there in the Parliament. Yeah. So I encourage colleagues to avail them. It helped me. Different things help me. I have a focus on fitness and nutrition and other things as well. But I found it helped me, and that's a structural change that I think is positive.
Just back to this Perrin Davey thing, you just said that you were aware of it on the night, or you saw it on the night, or your staff did?
It was there being broadcast right across the Parliament.
I mean, frankly, she looks drunk to me. Is that how you perceived it
I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge.
Okay, well, let's look at this principle, though, of would you go to a parliamentary committee after even 2 glasses of wine?
My own view is I would not put myself in that position.
Yep.
But again, she has made a statement. I'm not going to argue with it. She's made her position clear.
Right. Was Ali Steggall I know you just said I'd agree with the PM, so I suspect I know the answer to this one, but I'll ask anyway. What do you think of Zali Steggall's call for RBT?
Oh, look, I think it comes from a good place. She has genuine concerns. She's someone who's got a legal background, and she can see the risks, for example, that the Parliament may be exposed to. But again, parliamentarians are unique, and we are responsible to our electorates. We're responsible to ourselves, to our staff, to our parties. And I think this is certainly a salient reminder to all of us of that.